Race of courage. In a small town in the United Kingdom lived a young boy named Kent. His family was poor, and every day was a struggle. Their small home was old, his clothes were worn, and his shoes were beginning to fall apart. Many people doubted that Kent would ever achieve anything special. As the years passed, the challenges around him slowly weakened his confidence. Whenever he saw other children with better opportunities, he felt he could never compete with them. Deep inside, Kent stopped believing in himself. But Kent had one loyal friend, a cheerful little dog named Zicky. Zicky followed Kent everywhere. When Kent felt sad, Zicky stayed by his side. When Kent walked through the countryside thinking about his future, Zicky walked beside him. No matter what happened, Zicky never left him alone. Despite his doubts, Kent carried a dream deep inside his heart. He dreamed of winning the annual school race. Every year, he stood among the crowd and watched other students cross the finish line. He imagined hearing his own name announced as the winner. He imagined making his parents proud. But fear and self-doubt always convinced him that he wasn't good enough. Then one day, everything changed. The school announced a major race competition. The winner would receive a trophy and a scholarship opportunity that could help change their future. Kent wanted to enter the race, but he was afraid. That evening, while sitting beneath a large tree with Zicky beside him, he thought about giving up before he had even started. Why try if he was only going to fail? As if sensing his sadness, Zicky gently nudged Kent's hand and wagged his tail. Kent smiled. At that moment, he made a decision. I may not be the strongest, he whispered, but I will try. Every day before school, Kent woke up early and ran through the quiet streets and green fields near his home. The training was difficult. Some mornings were cold and rainy. Some days his legs hurt so much that he wanted to stop. But every single day, Zicky ran beside him. When Kent felt tired, Zicky kept moving. When Kent felt discouraged, Zicky stayed close. And when Kent wanted to quit, Zicky seemed to remind him that every step forward mattered. Week after week, Kent grew stronger. The road was not easy, but he refused to give up. Finally, race day arrived. The school stadium was filled with students, teachers, and parents. Excitement filled the air as runners took their places at the starting line. Kent looked around at the other competitors. They seemed faster, stronger, more confident. For a moment, the old doubts returned. Then he looked toward the crowd and saw Zicky watching him. Kent took a deep breath. The whistle blew. The race had begun. Kent sprinted forward with everything he had. At first, he felt great. His training was paying off, and he stayed close to the leading runners. But halfway through the race, everything changed. His legs became heavy. His breathing grew difficult. Every step felt harder than the last. One by one, other runners began passing him. Kent looked ahead and saw how far away the finish line still was. A voice inside his head whispered, "You can't do this." Slowly, Kent began to lose hope. He was ready to give up. Then suddenly, woof, woof, Kent turned his head. There was Zicky, running alongside the fence, barking with excitement, cheering him on. In that instant, Kent remembered every early morning he had trained. Every cold morning, every rainy day, every painful step, every dream he had carried in his heart. He remembered why he started. He remembered that giving up would guarantee failure, but continuing would give him a chance. Kent took a deep breath, and instead of stopping, he pushed harder. Step by step, meter by meter, he began catching up. The crowd started cheering. Teachers shouted his name. His parents watched in amazement. With every ounce of strength left in his body, Kent launched into a final sprint. The finish line grew closer, 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 and then Kent crossed it. First place. For a moment, everything was silent. Then the crowd erupted with applause. Cheers echoed throughout the stadium. Kent had won. Tears filled his eyes as he dropped to his knees. Moments later, Zicky ran toward him, and Kent wrapped his arms around his loyal friend. For the first time in his life, Kent truly understood something important. Victory wasn't just about winning the race. It was about believing in himself when nobody else did. From that day forward, Kent never forgot the lesson that changed his life. The greatest obstacle is not poverty. It is not failure. It is not hardship. The greatest obstacle is believing that you cannot succeed. Once you believe in yourself, anything becomes possible.